Y Entertainment is going above and beyond to keep BLACKPINK united. However, the fractures are becoming apparent. With no fresh album on the horizon and an upcoming world tour that feels more perplexing than thrilling, fans are starting to question if YG is losing grasp. Is the Deadline Tour a method to reconnect BLACKPINK with their supporters, or an unavoidable farewell masked by contract duties? Let's be real. It's been ages since we saw all 4 BLACKPINK members together in a manner that truly resembled them as a collective. Over the past years, the girls have been pursuing individual success and finding it rather quickly. From record-shattering solo albums to headlining global festivals, it's evident they are prospering separately. And while fans celebrate their achievements, it feels like YG is gradually fading into the background. This is something that Nyson anticipated, given the stories of YG mistreating BLACKPINK have circulated for years. Fans witnessed delayed comebacks, limited promotions, creative constraints, and numerous other issues throughout the years they were actively functioning as a group. All these troubles came to a head in 2023 when the girls' contracts with the label were nearing their end. Naturally, the entire world waited anxiously. Would BLACKPINK remain with YG or finally break free for good? Ultimately, the outcome leaned towards a compromise. The members extended their contracts specifically for BLACKPINK endeavors, yet opted for complete autonomy in all other areas. This translated to solo labels, personal schedules, and for the first time, unrestricted creative liberty. Once the girls obtained that artistic independence, the outcomes were undeniably striking. The members dove into solo ventures that not only highlighted their unique talents, but also left BLACKPINK's entire group discography appearing rather grim. Rosé debuted Rosie in December 2024. Jisoo followed with Amortage on Valentine's Day 2025. Lisa's alter ego was released at the end of February 2025, and Jennie's Ruby concluded the series in early March. These were 4 solo albums unveiled in just under 4 months. A feat that never occurred while BLACKPINK operated as a collective. As if that wasn't remarkable enough, Lisa and Jennie graced the Coachella stage as solo acts in April, while Jisoo and Jennie embarked on their individual mini tours, connecting with fans in ways the group hadn't experienced in years. While the group name stayed consistent on paper, BLACKPINK as a collective became quiet, and fans couldn't overlook the fact that every significant achievement the members were adding to their portfolios had little connection with YG and everything to do with their newfound ability to thrive independently. While BLACKPINK was busy conquering the world as solo artists, YG Entertainment was subtly crumbling behind the curtains. As each solo project dominated charts and illuminated global stages, it became increasingly evident that BLACKPINK no longer relies on YG. Yet YG still urgently requires BLACKPINK. In early 2025, fans discovered just how severe the situation had become. YG had concluded 2024 with its first ever operational deficit, marking a significant breakdown in company history. Despite generating over $250 million in revenue, they still ended up in the negative, facing more than $16 million in operational losses and finishing the year with a net shortfall of over $340,000. To put it simply, the moment BLACKPINK embraced independence, YG's financial security evaporated. Witnessing these numbers, it became evident to fans that YG is nothing without its leading act. And as the group continued to drift apart, the company found itself needing to switch into crisis mode. True to YG's typical style, they didn't release a new album or resolve any issues. Instead, they opted for the only surefire method to generate immediate revenue: a global tour. On February 5th, fans were surprised with an unexpected teaser for a 2025 world tour. However, there were no dates, no locations, not even a proper title. Rather than generating excitement and anticipation, the announcement left fans utterly bewildered. Considering the girls were still deeply immersed in their solo projects, and without any comeback news, there was nothing about this tour that felt thought out. 2 weeks later, on February 19th, YG finally unveiled the tour itinerary, and it was enormous. BLACKPINK would kick off in Goyang on July 5th and 6th, make their way to North America by late July, hit Paris's La Défense by August, and close things out with a 3-night stint at Tokyo Dome in January 2026. A few additional dates were included due to high demand, yet even that did little to alleviate the feeling that something was amiss, as it seemed like BLACKPINK had nothing new to promote. While the tour announcement was already troubling in itself, the situation only deteriorated as time went on. The tour is meant to kick off in early July, yet there's been absolutely no indication of any team preparations, no rehearsal footage, no hints at a set list, and no glimpses behind the curtain. Instead, the members are still spotted across various countries indulging in personal activities like rosé, simply relaxing in LA. It's tough not to sense that BLACKPINK isn't even on the same wavelength, let alone in the same space preparing. Although whispers suggest that the group's production team has also made their way to LA, where YG has to an office, the lack of formal updates from the company keeps fans in the dark about what's truly unfolding behind the scenes. For a tour of this magnitude, the absence of even fundamental promo material is quite odd and has fostered an air of doubt instead of anticipation, as if the hush around the preparations wasn't disquieting enough. Fans were recently given yet another alarming signal, this time directly from the members themselves. On March 30th, Jisoo shared a behind-the-scenes vlog from her image promotions packed with heartwarming moments of fan signings and delightful moments from meet and greets and music show appearances, but it was a shocking moment with Rose that had fans discussing for entirely different reasons. Near the close of the video, Rose stops by to cheer on Jisoo during her second pre-recording for Inkao. The two share a lovely moment until Rose casually points out that it's the first occasion they've met since Christmas. That detail alone was enough to raise eyebrows, especially considering that at that time, the group was supposedly gearing up for a world tour just months away. What made things more concerning was Roz's reaction when Jisoo asked her to participate in a quick dance challenge. She hesitates, chuckles, and confesses that it's been quite a while since she last danced. While the moment was played off as lighthearted, it didn't escape attention. Fans rushed to social media almost immediately, spreading clips of the interaction as further evidence that preparations for the upcoming tour might still be virtually non-existent or, at best, alarmingly delayed. That said, not everyone is ready to label this tour a total fiasco before it even starts. While the silence from YG has caused quite a bit of unrest, part of the fandom contends that merely because appearances seem disorganized doesn't necessarily mean they truly are. In fact, if you have followed BLACKPINK for a significant time, you'd recognize that this form of radio silence is far from unprecedented. The girls have consistently functioned behind the scenes, disclosing almost nothing until everything is set. Even during their solo phases, teasers were released only when the product was complete, not while it was a work in progress. And of course, we can't forget the parallels with the Born Pink tour, which a lot of fans recall for its tumultuous initial performances where the group appeared clearly out of harmony. Nisainens claim that this time things will be distinct. Previously, the members were largely inactive. Now, though they are amidst consecutive solo albums, global engagements, and prominent performances. In other words, the girls have been far more publicly visible than they have in years. Thus, while everything might seem hurried, particularly with no solid group promotional efforts on the horizon, some fans hold on to their hope that their recent solo rehearsals might genuinely prepare them better. Just when followers assumed things couldn't spiral further into disorder, WG ultimately verified what had been even more ready. Just when fans believed things couldn't spiral further, WG ultimately validated what had been buzzing with speculation for weeks. BLACKPINK is set to drop new music soon. Instead of a grand comeback or the much-anticipated third album, the announcement left fans feeling even more conflicted. The label disclosed that the group will unveil one new track during the tour on the 5th and 6th of July at Goyang Main Stadium. YG shared no further details, no title, no concept, no exact release date, just the assurance that fans attending the initial shows would get to experience it live before anyone else. The company asserted it would create a special moment, arguing it was a profound way to bond with fans. However, for many, it felt more like a spur-of-the-moment decision rather than a long-awaited return, especially considering it has been almost 3 years since BLACKPINK's last complete album release. As tensions escalated online, something intriguing occurred, Lisa took a stand. She recently reached out to fans expressing her excitement for the upcoming concerts and mentioned that the members had been toiling behind the scenes to prepare. At first glance, it seemed like a kind update, but the timing did not go unnoticed, leading some fans to feel it was a tad too convenient. All over social media, some started to speculate that Lisa's note was less about authentic excitement and more geared towards mitigating the situation, with tweets going viral about fans reselling their concert tickets and escalating